Hello human, I am ELENA, your friendly electronic entertainment android. Welcome to my Let's Play of King's Quest VI, Heir today, gone tomorrow, Part 5. We'll be heading to the Isle of the Sacred Mountain today.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
You have to get through a series of puzzles if you want to climb the cliffs of logic, and you need the official guidebook to solve them. I'm guessing it was Heir's way of making sure that gamers own the official copy of the game.
There appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates. You're meant to form a new word from the letters in these 4 words. R-I-S-B.
Huge blocks of stone erupt from the granite cliffs. Alexander stares with wonder. That's quite a way to welcome a guest, if indeed it is a welcome.
Well, time to climb. You have to be very careful with these steps. Alexander can fall and break his neck. Steady now. Okay, time for our next puzzle.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
A master of languages will... ... This one is a little trickier because each of these symbols is a letter from the Winged One's alphabet.
Reading about the ancient ones in the guidebook to the land of the Green Isles may help a puzzled journeyer.
The word you have to spell is soar.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Let's give Alexander some extra speed. And now puzzle number 3.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
This one has a riddle in the guidebook. 4 men standing in a row, 3rd from the left and down you go, the rest, in order, move you on the youngest, the oldest, and the second son.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs. Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Sacred 4. It's another foreign alphabet puzzle.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
And here's our final puzzle.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
All silent, cry the noble boulders. The solution to this one is the word ascend.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs. Alexander finds himself, finally, at the top of the cliffs. Exhausted, he steps over the lip of the plateau and stands.
Why do you make such an effort to climb the cliffs, young man? The winged ones who live on this island have the power of flight. You could have it too, if you'd only eat a berry from this magical flying nightshade bush. See? The sweet berries will make you float like a petal on the wind. Try some.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass.
The old woman has a pleasant, grandmotherly face, but something about her makes Alexander uneasy.
That lady is super shady.
But who are you, matron?
Who cares? I mean, I am only a poor old woman who wishes you well, handsome stranger. Think of me as your grandmama, if you like. Come, stranger, trust me. Think of what I'm offering you.
Thanks, but Alexander isn't interested.
Huge doors are set into the solid rock of the mountain. Black berries grow only at the top of the bush, as though straining towards the sun.
Young man, you offend me. I try to help you and you insist on being rude.
Whatever, lady.
In the distance, Alexander can see the peak of a majestic mountain rising into the clouds.
That's where the winged ones live.
All right then, stay tied to the ground like a load of lead. See if I care. You human.
How odd. The old woman just disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Perhaps those berries are even more powerful than she led Alexander to believe.
Let's examine those berries.
Alexander decides to try some of the black berries on the plant.
No, don't eat it, you dummy.
A bitter taste fills his mouth. His stomach convulses in pain. As the poison takes effect, Alexander is left wondering if this is the kind of flying the old lady meant.
Alexander is becoming regular in the underworld.
And then there's some land I have for sale in the death bogs of Tamir.
There's a little hole here.
Alexander crawls through the small opening in the rock. Alexander finds himself in a dark cave. Alexander can't see much of anything in the dark cave.
Good thing we have the tinder box.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it.
There's another little hole in the back of the cave.
Alexander crawls through the opening in the rock. The lighting in this part of the cave is better. Alexander extinguishes the candle's flame and places it back in his pack. A natural window-like opening in the rock provides a view to the outside world. A peppermint plant grows on the window's ledge.
I know someone who likes mint.
Alexander takes a few leaves from the plant. As he does so, a strong smell of peppermint is released. Ah!
I don't remember when you're supposed to use the mint, but it's pretty obvious that it's for the vizier's
Alexander
mysterious
crawls
lackey.
back into the first room of the cave. Alexander can't see a thing.
I'm sure he can see the giant spot of light.
Alexander crawls back through the passage to the top of the cliffs.
Well, I guess it's time to go and have an audience with the winged ones.
Look, an intruder! Hold! How did you get up here, human?
I climbed the cliffs.
That is not possible. No one has solved the cliffs of logic in several centuries. And if the cliffs were to be solved, it would certainly not be by a human.
I didn't mean to trespass. I only wanted to visit this beautiful island.
No visitors have been welcome on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain in years. Not since the Red and White Queens had spies in the guise of friendly visitors steal our island's sacred golden fleece. But we will not display such foolish trust again. You will have to answer to Lord Azure and Lady Ariel. They will determine what will be done with you. I can assure you, it will not be pleasant.
These winged ones sure are a haughty bunch. This island is clearly inspired by Mount Olympus in Greek mythology.
With what trickery did you master the cliffs of logic and reach the city of the winged ones?
Only the magic of clear thought, my lord. I meant no harm.
The cliffs of logic. It is the sacred oracle's prophecy, Azure.
Yes, Ariel. It is lucky for you, human, that climbing the cliffs of logic is part of a prophecy that I cannot ignore. We have just been ordered by Wazir Al-Hazred himself to dispose of any strangers that might land on our fair isle. But the prophecy would have a different fate befall you.
The prophecy predicts that whosoever climbs the cliffs of logic will defeat the Minotaur. The Minotaur has violated our sacred catacombs and eats our young in sacrifice. Our own daughter, Lady Celeste, was taken there only this morning as his most recently demanded offering.
A dilemma, then. Whom shall I obey in regards to your fate, the oracle or the crown? But since Al-Hazred did not dictate how I was to dispose of intruders, and since you cannot possibly survive the catacombs, your imprisonment there should serve both purposes quite admirably.
I will not resist you in this, my lord. I shall do my best to save your daughter.
First, I must tell you that the catacombs are a labyrinth of rooms, a place of exceeding danger. You will need many tools and clear wits to survive it.
I am ready.
Very well. My guards will take you there now. You seem courageous enough, but the catacombs will determine how brave you really are.
The labyrinth is full of traps, and I honestly don't remember how to navigate through the many rooms without some help. So I'm going to use a walkthrough, because I don't want this episode to turn into a death marathon.
Why did you tell Lord Azure you were ready and willing to face the catacombs? No one is ever ready, and only a fool could be willing.
And you are far wiser, I suppose, to leave a maiden to die? To not fight this plague on your own people?
Bravery and suicide are two different things, human. You will have a chance to renounce your choice soon enough, when you lay trembling under the Minotaur's hooves.
We shall see. Thanks for the escort.
We only escort you to your death. May the fates make it quick so that you do not have to scream long.
Those guys are such assholes.
The catacomb's entrance door is locked from the outside by the Winged One's guards. It seems that leaving the catacombs by that door is not an option.
Well, here we are, trapped in the labyrinth.
The walls of the catacombs are made of massive stone tiles. That's the north wall of the room.
I'll be relying on my walkthrough now. First we head north. Then east. Oh, there are some skeletons in here.
The remains of several unfortunate souls haunt the room. These bones seem more recent than the ancient catacomb bones that Alexander has seen so far. Perhaps they were victims of the Minotaur, or perhaps they died while wandering lost in the maze. 3 of the skeletons are completely intact.
Remember how that one spell required a skull filled with embers?
Alexander picks up the skull.
Come on, where's the exit? Okay, now the walkthrough guides us towards northwest. You could spend quite a while wandering around this labyrinth if you're not using any aid. This looks like that floor puzzle in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. One wrong step will send Alexander straight to the underworld. We're almost at the door. Ha! We did it! Now we go north again. Hey, a shield.
An old wooden shield hangs on the wall. Alexander takes the shield from the wall.
I think we can use it to get past that guardian on the Isle of the Beast. Tell me, human, did you live through the golden age of adventure games? Looking at the statistics, I'd say that period of time was in the late 80s and early 90s, with 1993 being an especially great year for adventure games. More skeletons.
Niches in the wall form stone burial beds. Ancient bones lie crumbling on the unyielding rock. Alexander notices that this skeleton has old coins over its eyes.
Yoink.
Alexander finds 2 coins on the skeleton's eyes. He takes the old coins.
Did you start out as a computer or a console gamer? The first game my creator played was Super Mario 3 on the NES in the early 90s.
It's a trap. The doors have sealed Alexander inside. And the ceiling is coming down.
You could get stuck in this room if you didn't pick up the brick in that garden on the Isle of the Beast.
In a desperate move, Alexander throws a brick into the grinding gears. The brick is caught between 2 cogs. The gears shriek and shudder. The mechanism grinds to a halt. The ceiling is stuck. The trap is sprung.
What a narrow escape. Old adventure games could be kind of cruel. You could run into a situation where you couldn't make any more progress simply by failing to pick up a certain item.
Sounds! A trap floor!
Oh dear. It's pitch black in here.
Alexander seems to have fallen to a lower level of the catacombs. Wherever he is, the place sure is dark. Alexander can't even see his hand in front of his face.
Why does Alexander have glowing eyes? We still have the tinder box.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox. and uses the flint in the box to light it.
Aha! So that's why it's dark in here. A torch is out.
Is it really? I had no idea.
Alexander lights the extinguished torch and puts his tinderbox away.
Okay, I think we are making some progress here. The Minotaur should be somewhere in these parts. This is taking a while, but you have to be thorough in this labyrinth because there are items in here that are needed later in the game.
Alexander hears the distant sounds of a wild animal somewhere in the maze of rooms.
Those sounded like hooves to me. This game is actually quite challenging, especially if you play this as a child.
Alexander hears the sound of a wild beast again, this time so loud that the creature itself seems to be in the same room with him. The noises are coming from the other side of the east wall.
I think that hole in the wall will finally prove to be useful.
Alexander puts the hole in the wall on the east wall. The hole in the wall trembles slightly with dread at the clammy feeling of the stones.
Let's take a peek then.
Alexander peers through the hole in the wall and sees just another room in the catacombs. Aha! Not just another room at all. So that's why Alexander couldn't find the Minotaur's lair. At least Alexander now knows the lair exists, somewhere in the maze on the other side of this wall. While Alexander contemplates what he's just seen, the hole in the wall, frightened by the Minotaur, makes a run for it. Alexander hopes the little creature finds its way home to the Isle of Wonder.
I think we are almost done with the labyrinth. Should we speed things up a little? It's the tapestry.
A very beautiful, very dusty tapestry hangs on the wall.
The secret passage is just behind it.
This tapestry looks familiar. Now let's see. I don't feel anything. Aha! A hidden latch.
Alexander triggers the little latch. A secret door rolls open.
Finally, the Minotaur's lair. Come on, Alexander. Go through the door.
The lair door is already open. Just walk through it.
Well, what do you think I'm trying to do here?
No! I beg of you! Please don't hurt me!
Your struggles are useless.
It's the Minotaur, and he's struggling with a Winged One's girl. She must be Lady Celeste. The Minotaur is a huge, monstrous beast with cloven hooves and the head of a bull. A monstrous altar towers in one corner of the room. Alexander shudders with revulsion at the thought of the rituals performed at that sacrificial table. A pit has caved in the floor in one corner of the Minotaur's lair. Flames rise from the pit as though from the throat of a dragon trapped in the earth. The fire makes the lair unbearably hot.
Hey, Mr. Minotaur guy.
Excuse me. I demand the release of that maiden this instant, you fiend.
Lady Celeste looks wildly around the room for the source of the strange voice and spots Alexander.
You there! Human! Help me! Help!
Who dares enter my lair?
I ask you to release your captive or suffer the consequences.
Never. You die, human.
As the Minotaur advances in attack, Alexander slowly backs away
I remember this part even without the walkthrough.
until he can back away no more.
Now where to, little man?
Remember the red scarf we found in Chessboard Land?
Alexander, his back inches from the fiery pit, tempts the Minotaur with the Red Queen's scarf.
Look here, you bully! Nice, bright red.
Red. Now you die.
Bye-bye, dude.
The Minotaur drops from sight amidst the consuming flames. Slowly, his scream fades as well.
Have you been harmed, Lady Celeste? Are you all right?
No, I am not all right. I assume you do not intend to leave me tied up on this vile monstrosity.
Of course not. Sorry. Let's see. If you'll give me a moment, I'll have these untied in no time.
I can't wait that long. Look, I wear a small dagger just inside my belt. It should be enough to cut the rope.
Oh, all right. I've got it, Lady Celeste. Here we go.
Thank you. You may keep the dagger as a gift for saving my life.
That's very generous.
Forget it. Do you mind if we just get out of here now?
All's well that ends well.
The Winged One's guards, bored with the pointless waiting, are startled by the sound of rock moving against rock.
Lady Celeste, bide thee well.
I'm quite well, thanks to the bravery of a mere human. So much for your superior intellects.
Yes, milady.
Now bring him along. I'm going home.
That crow was definitely spying on us.
I see you have proven yourself the hero of the prophecy. Well, I am expected to thank you for saving my daughter's life, so I thank you. I am obliged to thank you for the restoration of our sacred catacombs. It means much to our people. We have already begun the process of clearing the deadly traps from its rooms. It is also my duty to grant you a visit with the Oracle, so this I do. I will grant you the freedom to leave here unharmed, despite my orders to the contrary from the Crown. But there, my obligations to you end. I have no love for Alhazred, but he is my liege, and if Princess Cassima trusts him and wishes to wed him, my guards will take you to the Oracle now. When your time with her is through, I want you to leave the city of the Winged Ones and never return. I don't know who you are or what you want here, but I will not disobey my crown further.
I thank you, Lord Azure. I will respect your wishes.
Hail to thee, great oracle. Lord Azure sends you this wingless mail. It appears that he solved the cliffs of logic and...
defeated the Minotaur in his lair. So I have seen. So this is the one that haunts my pool of late. Welcome, young seeker. What knowledge do you desire?
Princess Cassima, whatever you can tell me, great oracle.
Ah, of course, the princess. That explains my images. Let us see what we can see. I see a maiden, lovely and pure, but surrounded by evil. She is a rose set amidst bitter thorns. It is her fate to be the pawn of dark powers, and yours to try to redeem her.
How? How do I redeem her?
Fate is not like the cut of a blade, young one, but rather like the myriad of paths formed when a hammer cracks ice. I will tell you what I can, but what will actually come to pass is up to you. I see that any attempt to reach the girl will force you into battle, a struggle against a dark force. If you lose, your life will be forfeit.
Who must I fight?
A great darkness surrounds your adversary, preventing me from seeing clearly. I can only make out the shape of a black cloak. But before this final struggle, I see an infiltration, a dangerous game of hide-and-seek in corridors filled with enemies. The risks are high, but it is the only way to reach the one you seek. There is more than one way into this place. Your choice will dictate much.
What else do you see, mighty Oracle?
Oh, such pain. I see two restless spirits crying out for revenge. These shades could help you destroy the dark force if they were to be brought back from their spiritual form. Yet this is only one possible path to your destiny. I'm afraid this is getting beyond me. I know very little about the afterlife. I can only advise getting counsel from the druids. Be warned. The druids are reclusive and dangerous. They might aid you, or they might destroy you. Like their island, the druid's nature is hidden in the mists. There is nothing more I can do for you, except to give you this. It is water from the sacred pool. That and my blessing go with you.
Thank you, great Oracle.
And that concludes our business on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain. We will continue our adventure in the next episode. Thank you for watching my video, human. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I hope to see you in the next video.